Just over 2 weeks until spring, but the worst winter storm of the year is moving through southern Ontario tonight. We have extensive team coverage to help you navigate the blizzard-like conditions and get you moving safely, if you have to get out there at all. Our Anthony Farnell and Ross Hull will have the latest storm track and timing. Shalima Maharaj with the impact at Pearson Airport. But first, let's go to Amar Khan, who is along the Gardiner Expressway for us. Amar, it is expected to be a treacherous night for drivers out there. What are you seeing now?
Tracy, it's cold. I've had to hold on to my hat a couple times. The wind gusts have been brutal, but it's Toronto. So there's a couple people, more than a couple people, still out with their dogs, playing, enjoying the last few hours, last few minutes maybe, before the storm and the weather becomes truly inclement. As for the Gardiner Expressway, not as much traffic as you would normally expect on a Friday evening with people trying to get home from work. Obviously, that has been liquid salt brine, according to the City of Toronto, who have laid on liquid salt brines on major expressways and priority spots like steep hills, bridges, and major intersections. And they will also be making sure that salt trucks will hit the road once the snow starts. If you are planning on driving, keep a safe distance from any cleaning equipment. Make sure your car is cleaned off of snow and that you're patient on the roads. The city has also said that depending on exactly when the snow falls, it could impact the drive home and possibly people coming into the city for the weekend. As for transit services, the TTC is bringing in extra bus drivers and will be sending out more shuttles to certain routes, while Line 3 Scarborough will only run until 7 p.m. this evening before being replaced by bus shuttle service. As for the city's most vulnerable, they will have multiple places they can head to for respite, as warming centers will be open. Metro Hall is already open, and 3 more locations, Scarborough Civic Centre, Mitchell Community Centre, and Cecil Community Centre, are set to open at 7 p.m. Here's what city officials and Torontonians are telling us about this impending storm.
Over 1,000 staff will be on the routes over the next few days, doing all of the salting and the plowing.
No, I'm not going out tonight, for sure. Definitely staying home. I've learned not to drive in this kind of weather, obviously. So luckily I got off work early today, and yeah, just gonna relax at home, maybe watch a movie, enjoy the storm from inside.
We are planning to chill at home tonight, not do much on the Friday weekend. Given that you're saying that there's a storm, we'll probably stay indoors.
To get ready, we're just getting all of our groceries and everything done now, so we're prepared for the weekend.
We're going to wait and see, right? So we're not strangers, obviously, to crazy snowstorms in Toronto. Tonight we're staying in. Tomorrow it's a tentative, hopefully I can drive him up to Vaughan for the parents. If not, we're in watching, reruns of some show to keep him and us occupied.
While the storm is expected to come fast and furious, the city has already warned that cleaning and clearing of snow efforts will go not only into the weekend, but also next week. Tracy?
All right, so Torontonians are asked to be patient as well. Thank you for that, Amar. Let's go live next to our Ross Hull, who is at Woodbine Beach tonight with the latest on the storm's progress. Ross, when do we expect to start seeing those flakes flying?
Hi, Tracy. Well, it's only a matter of minutes now before those flakes do start flying. As you can see here, overlooking Woodbine Beach, very strong winds, large waves, and that is the concern with this storm. Not only the heavy amounts of snow, a lot of moisture that's traveled in from the U.S., but also the strong winds coupled with that will reduce visibility and make things, in a matter of minutes, really, very bad on the roadways. We're expecting the heaviest to be starting around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, or at least the intensity will be ramping up at that point as well, and it will last into the early morning hours on Saturday. So let's get to where the storm is right now, and this is a wide satellite radar image, and you can see the massive storm. I talked about the severe weather earlier on, but over portions of Kentucky through to Tennessee, down towards Georgia, we've had severe weather with this storm in the form of strong winds, some tornadoes as well. You can see the snow now starting to track into southwestern Ontario. We've experienced that around London. We showed you a live shot earlier of Detroit as well. So the heavy stuff is moving in, and I'm going to show you some pinpoint radar. What we're looking for here are the dark blues, and you can see the heavier bands of snow now starting to track in. The rain snow line looks to be sticking around Lake Erie, around Niagara, and that's where we're expecting less accumulation, but around Toronto, much of the GTA, In fact, all of the GTA should be heavy snow, and that's what we're concerned about. 20 to 30 plus centimeters possible in some areas, especially as you head north and west of the water towards the escarpment. Strong winds, very intense snowfall rates as well. We're talking the possibility of, at some points over the next few hours, of experiencing snowfall rates near 8 centimeters an hour, if you can believe it. So that is very, very intense snow. A little less as you head towards London, 10 to 20 centimeters. But around the GTA through to eastern Ontario, we are going to experience some very heavy snow along with those strong winds. Other areas are under snowfall warnings right now towards Ottawa, where the snowfall will likely be closer to 15 centimeters. And yes, those easterly winds will be a component with this storm, gusting to near 70 kilometers per hour. And we are keeping an eye on temperatures as well, right around the freezing mark, and despite it being around the freezing mark to possibly slightly above as we head over the next few hours, this should be all wet snow as the heavy part of this system travels in and finally eases by Saturday morning. So it's going to be a very intense bout of heavy snow, and Anthony's going to have the latest, our high-resolution models and everything that's coming up here. We're keeping an eye on it, but basically what you need to know is from very soon to midnight, very difficult travel conditions, and expect a big impact from this storm over the next few hours. Reporting live from Woodbine Beach, I'll send it back over to you, Tracy.
All right, thank you so much for that, Ross. And although the worst is still yet to come, dozens of flights have already been delayed or canceled at Pearson International Airport. But crews are still working to get as many flights out as possible before it's too late. Shalima Maharaj is live at Pearson with the latest on that. Shalima, what's the status there?
Good evening, Tracy. Well, right now there's already a lot of work underway, even though the brunt of the storm really isn't expected to hit for another couple of hours. We have been visiting with crews, talking to them about exactly how they are getting set for what is to come. We know that there's already been a number of cancellations despite all the work going on behind the scenes. The boards are just littered with red right now. Cancellation notices, delays, including WestJet, of course. They announced earlier on this afternoon that they would be proactively canceling all of their flights to and from Pearson starting at 8 o'clock this evening until tomorrow morning. But still, we do know the work continues to ensure that those aprons and those runways are kept clear for flights that are coming in. It's the calm before the storm at Canada's busiest airport.
The work that goes on all year round to make sure we're ready for days like this.
So when inclement weather like this strikes, there's still a path forward at Toronto Pearson.
Yeah, there's about 30 to 40 of these large pieces of equipment for the airfield. There's about the same we use on the apron, and we also supplement in big storms like this with contractors.
Todd Brown, the airport's Associate Director of Airfield Operations, tells us their plow sweeper blower fleet plays a key role in clearing the way.
Together in a line, they move the snow all the way across a 200-foot wide runway, at least 10,000 feet long, in 15 minutes.
It's not the snowblower you use to clear your driveway, but the idea is much the same, except
this is one of our new high-capacity runway blowers. These blow snow 300-400 meters, and they can take about 8,000 meters an hour.
Wind 10016, gusting 21, cliff takeoff from 105.
Toronto Pearson moves millions of passengers each year.
Safety India.
12.7 million in 2021, while the final tally for 2022 isn't out just yet. During the first 9 months of the year, Pearson had close to 26 million passengers, far eclipsing the previous year.
There is a lot of work and a lot of people making sure that that runway's safe and your airplane goes out. There might be some delays, but please bear with us. We're working as hard as we can to make sure you have a safe trip.
And this really is a coordinated effort. We're talking about NAV Canada, Air Traffic Control, and of course the individual airlines. Now we are told that about 100 operators will be on tonight to ensure that the way is clear. So certainly a lot of work, a lot of preparation underway for what is yet to come. Tracy?
Our Shalima Maharaj live at Pearson Airport for us. Thanks, Shalima.